Hello everyone, my name is Luis, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to complete your second assignment, which is to create an e-portfolio. So keep in mind that you need to use either Google Chrome or Firefox. E-portfolio only works with these two browsers, Google Chrome and Firefox. So once you open a Google page, you're gonna type e-portfolio LGCC. This is the second method of how to get access to your e-portfolio. The first one is by going to your LaGuardia account and then you click the e-portfolio icon. But I'm gonna use the second method, which is fastest. So I'm gonna click the link e-portfolio login form. As you can see here, once I click it, it's gonna ask me for my username and password. So I'm gonna write my username, but also you can see the instructions over here. So you don't know what is your username and password, you can follow the instructions. Now I'm gonna click login. Then it's gonna take you to the home page. So please pay attention to the first rectangle over here where it says my e-portfolios. Do not use the second rectangle. Do not pay attention here. Do not even click anything because it can cause technical problems. Just focus on the first rectangle, my e-portfolios. Now, how can you create your e-portfolio? There are two ways. The first one is by clicking the blue plus icon, and then it's gonna show you create your e-portfolio. Now, the second method is to type in the search bar over here, because sometimes the students don't see the blue plus icon. So you see the search bar, you're gonna type your major. Let's say that your major is engineering, you're gonna type engineering. If your major is liberal arts, you're gonna type liberal arts. Just make sure that you type it fast, so it's gonna show you that template. So for example, I'm gonna type engineering. If you don't see it, you can just type it one more time. Well, there you go. For some reason, sometimes it's gonna show you the problem, but if you keep typing in your major, it's gonna show you something like this. In my case, I need to look for engineering. And there you go, it says engineering core e-portfolio template. It's gonna be a little tedious the second way to create your e-portfolio. You see the blue plus icon over here at the top, as I showed you at the beginning. It's gonna be easier and fastest. But as I mentioned, sometimes the students don't see it. So you can just click in the search bar and type your major. So now, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna show you how to create the e-portfolio for engineering. If your major is totally different, just select any other majors as you can see here. So I'm gonna select engineering. Then as you can see, create your e-portfolio. And then in the title, you're gonna type your full name. If I'm going too fast, just make sure that you can pause the video. Also, you can just go back and forth. After your full name, you're gonna type hyphen, and also you're gonna type core e-portfolio, as you can see in the title. Your full name, hyphen, and core e-portfolio. Then you will see search for template. Let's say that you don't see the engineering template, which in this case, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna focus on the engineering major. If you don't see it, you can just type engineering one more time over here, but if you see it below, just click it, and then you're gonna click create. One more time, make sure that it's your major, and then it says template. So engineering core e-portfolio template, and then I'm gonna click create. Then you will need to wait until everything has been created. Now it's processing. It's gonna take probably more than 10 minutes to create your e-portfolio. It's gonna depend on how many students are creating your e-portfolio at the same time. So if so many students are creating an e-portfolio, it's gonna take a little longer. And as I mentioned, you need to wait at least 10 minutes, and then if you don't see anything has changed, you can also log out and log in one more time. Also, you can refresh the page. by clicking this icon over here in the top left corner. And that's pretty much. Just wait. So now, as you can see, my portfolio has been created. It says publish changes. Do not click it. Remember, do not click it. Just ignore it for a moment. Now it says type your full name. So how can you change the heading? So you can click the like icon that you can see in the right side. So once you click it, it's gonna show you another icon below, the year icon. So you're gonna click it. Then you're gonna go to the left side and then it says section options. So you're gonna click it. Then type your full name. So I'm gonna type Luis de la Cruz. And then you can see it in the headings. You can just click the X icon to close it. And this is pretty much how can you change the headings. So now, I'm gonna explain you how can you complete the second assignment, which is to complete the entire page for the portfolio. So now in the About Me page, what you need to complete is every single box. Everything has to be completed, nothing empty. So how? For example, About Me, you will need to write about you, your background. You can click the pen icon over here and then you will see the prompt box. You have instructions of how can you fill out the entire box. So I'm gonna give you my recommendations. So first of all, you need to write at least 3 paragraphs. This is nothing that you need to think about it. Just write 3 paragraphs because that is gonna give more information to the professor and your student success mentor. Now, how can you complete these 3 paragraphs? What can you write about it? So what I recommend you is in the first paragraph, write something about you. Family, where do you study, high school, something about you that you want to share with your classmates, well, in this case, with the professor and the student success mentor. Just something about you. In the second paragraph, what you can discuss is about why you decided to go to LaGuardia and why do you choose your major. These 2 topics you can discuss in the second paragraph. In the third paragraph, you can just talk about your short and long-term goals, which pretty much you already did it in the first assignment when you sent the introductory email. So now, one more time, you can use this recommendation. Also, you have any other ideas over here in the prompt box that you can just discuss in this section. But remember, it has to have at least 3 paragraphs. Now, what about education? You can just talk about your high school. You just write over here the name of your high school. Then in contact info, you can just write your LaGuardia email account. Favorite quote, you can just open a new page, Google page, and just look for a quote. Or if you have already one, you can just type it over here. Then in skills, you know anything about, for example, Microsoft Word, or you know something about Apple systems, you can just write it over here. Certifications, if you don't have any certifications, just make sure that you need to write something. In this case, if you don't have one, I don't have a certification. You cannot leave the boxes empty. Everything has to be completed. So you don't have a certification, you just type it. I don't have a certification. But do not leave it empty. Work experience as well. If you work, for example, as a cashier in Chipotle, for example, you can just type it. So I'm gonna type Chipotle, position cashier. You can type the years that you were working, for example. I'm gonna type 2018, 2019, and that's pretty much. And one more time, you don't have any work experience, you can just type I don't have a work experience. But one more time, you leave something, any of these boxes blank, you leave it blank, is gonna be considered incomplete. One more time, everything has to be completed. Then for the picture, it is important that you post a picture. If you don't post it as well, it's gonna be considered incomplete. So now how? You're gonna click the pen icon over here. Then you're gonna click replace this item. Then upload file. And then you're gonna click the blue plus icon that you can see. And then you're gonna select the picture from your desktop. So just make sure at this point you have a picture, so you can just upload it in your ePortfolio. If you don't have it, you can just do it in your home, but make sure that you need to upload a picture. Now, once you have it, that's pretty much what you need to do. So now I'm gonna recommend you some pictures. For example, I have for another students. This is a picture that you can upload where you are yourself. Remember, the rules to create to upload your picture is just yourself, nobody else. And it doesn't have to be like with a clothes for an interview. It doesn't have to be like that. But also it has to be an appropriate professional picture. There is another way that you can post a picture where you are, for example, in a trip, but just yourself, nobody else. For example, this is not considered a good picture because there is somebody else. Just yourself, remember, and it has to be an appropriate picture. Once you upload the picture and you have completed every single section and nothing is blank, nothing is empty, then what you need to do, and this is the most important step, you go to the 3 horizontal lines that you can see in the top right corner. You're gonna click it, and then you're gonna click Publish Pages, the second option. Then you're gonna click Publish, and then it's gonna take you to the settings. Now this is another important step, because here you will need to make sure that you are gonna share this ePortfolio with your student success mentor and the professor. How? So you will see permissions and share. Then you're gonna click edit, and instead of private to me, you're gonna select private within CUNY LaGuardia Community College. Now you will see another edit that is in the right side. You're gonna click it. Now it says type to search. What you're gonna type here is 5-digit codes. Your student success mentor is gonna give you 2 5-digit codes. So let's say your SSN told you type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's say that is the code that your SSN gave you. Once you type it, you will see the class. You need to wait, for example, let's say 5 seconds, and then you will see the class, and then you click it. But you need to receive 2 different 5-digit codes. Once you receive it, you're gonna type it, you're gonna click it. Once you select it, it's gonna show you the name of the class below your name. Remember, once you type the 5-digit codes, then the professor and your student success mentor will be able to see your assignments in the ePortfolio. If you don't type it properly, if you don't type anything, then nobody's gonna see your assignments, and that can be a problem. So just make sure that you always ask to your student success mentor what are the 5-digit codes. Once you type it and then you just select it, then you will see the class below your name. Once you do that, then you can just click Save Settings, and then you just need to wait. And it says publishing, and now it says has been published. So now that's pretty much what you need to do. Every time that you're gonna make any changes in your ePortfolio, always make sure to go to the 3 horizontal lines and then select the second option, Publish Pages. Do not use the first one. Always the second one, Publish Pages. Once you click it, everything is gonna save. Just keep in mind one more time, every single edit, every single modification, every single time that you're gonna upload or change something, always publish pages. If you don't publish pages, everything that you have done in your ePortfolio is gonna be erased because you didn't publish pages. Okay, so that's my only recommendation. And at this point, your ePortfolio has been completed after you fill out all these boxes. and that picture.